Welcome to the Delco Network Hot Take. What is a hot take, you may ask? Well, it's where a bunch of us sit down and we talk about a game or a movie, in this case a TV show, and we review it and give our thoughts. Today's episode, Game of Thrones Season 7 finale, and the rest of the season.
The encompassing season.
Woo! Holy shit. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Give us our proper intro so we can continue.
One of the greatest seasons of TV I've ever seen in my life. Oh. Okay. You don't have to wait for me. You can.
Well, I thought we were going to get our regular intros as per normal, but it's fine. Anyways.
Shit. Tim Appleby, Chris Trio, Casey Wellman is our guest. Anthony Ragucci. Holy shit! I forgot to introduce.
It's okay. That's why I'm here. I got to keep you in check.
It's all right.
But anyways,
I'm just too excited.
Last episode.
Chat Master. Hold on. Wait. Where's my mic?
I'm sorry. Chat Master Joey.
Chat Master Joey in the house tonight, in effect too. So keep that in mind.
Anyways, guys, we'll just cut right to the jib, whatever you call it. Game of Thrones Season 7 finale. We got right into it. We're at the Dragon Pit. Everyone's there.
Wait, can we 2 episodes ago it was groundbreaking. You realize the whole fucking cast, except Sansa and Arya and Littlefinger, are in one place for the first time.
Oh yeah,
ever.
Yeah, for basically the entire
Daenerys
season.
and Cersei, this is the first time they're even remotely close to each other.
Yeah, and then you have those two things happening at the same time too. So you have this big convergence of all these characters.
Yeah, it's really strange.
I saw a meme. It was the Avengers assembling, and it was when it had everyone's face pasted over there. It's from Game of Thrones, and it was when all your Game of Thrones characters assemble, and they're all just coming. It's so good.
It was such an epic build up, and all season 7 has been is essentially payoffs from this entire fucking show. Yeah. Every moment is a payoff from something, because we're finally getting to the convergence point in the end game where everything is resolving, and we're finally getting there.
There's some
winners here.
There's some unappreciative, I'm gonna say it, bastards out there who start getting into all these nitpicky details about all this stuff, and they're I understand. They're I miss the character moments. I miss kind of the slower pace of the older seasons, and I get it. We're getting a little bit more of an expedited story, but at this point, I am so freaking happy with that. I don't know about you guys. How do you feel about that?
I don't mind, because guess what? We had 7 seasons of it.
I agree.
The way if you stayed the extra 10 minutes for the director's cut afterwards, the way they were thinking it, they explained it was the first 3 seasons were the universe is expanding. And now it's coming back. Now it's downhill on the roller coaster. It's all converging into this big Game of Thrones sandwich, and that's what we're kind of seeing here happen. Yeah. So I think it's definitely taking a better pace in my opinion.
Can I just take 1 minute to talk about Tormund? Just his whole all his lines this entire season have been so good. I'm sorry, Casey.
I love that the bit that he had talking about Brienne with the Hound.
Dude,
Brienne fucking time.
What, you mean the way she looks at you like she's gonna tear out your throat or something? He's like, so you have met her. It's so good.
And that's from if the fans didn't react the way they did to the look he gives her in season 6, that would have not happened.
I agree. That's definitely one of those
what's the other?
That's a good point to bring up. I feel since this is not George R. Martin writing this now.
Yeah, I mean he has a hand in it too. I think still.
Right. A lot of the directors are casting this reactionary role into the season now, you saw with Gendry,
yeah, the boat,
they played on that meme.
And that's fun.
The bit of me was
it's fine because
I know you're dancing on the line. It's you're dancing on the line there, but I'll let it go.
We haven't seen him in 5 seasons.
Yeah.
But Casey, go ahead. You haven't said anything yet.
No. I mean, to Tim's point about incorporating the memes and all the buzz it gets on social media and stuff. It's cool on one hand because clearly they're listening to the fans, giving what they want. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it makes me kind of come out of the whole mindset of watching Thrones when I see something that's all over the internet.
That's totally
already.
fair.
I'm oh, that's funny. They did what fans, and I'm oh shit.
But now you took me back a little
the
bit.
Characters know they have fans. It's not just
that's not cool.
But it's
so
there's
awesome.
some kind of
I hear
connection now with the real world. It's not this completely separate.
event.
Exactly.
And I don't think they're too crazy in the fact of where they get in your face. But I will agree that one was definitely walking the line of all right, you definitely see where you're coming from.
One thing I noticed, not to get again too nitpicky here,
of course.
But the new
writers,
the new writers.
Don't get me wrong.
They their strengths. I know their strengths, they don't write as well as George R.R.
Oh,
They
yeah, of
can't do
course.
it.
True.
The dialogue is lacking.
It's not as
Alan,
intensive.
they're directing themselves with the camera angles, the way they like frame these shots, like
So
the
many good
tension
stuff, dude.
in the dragon pit, like that whole scene. The whole time I was like, oh my! Like I thought that they were gonna die. I thought when they walked
Really?
in there, I think the directors are doing a great
I was like,
job.
there's no fucking way.
See, that is one
you
thing.
never know
I thought they were
with
gonna
these
die.
guys.
There's
Like-
stakes in the show. Like you
Yeah.
actually feel like, oh, like there in episode was it 6 where Daenerys basically takes out all the fucking food and everything with the dragons and she
Yeah,
finally
yeah,
shows
I
up.
think it's
Like I was like, oh shit, Jaime's gonna die. Like I seriously thought
I thought Jaime was gonna die.
I
Yeah.
thought he was dead, but like,
Yeah.
and that's what shows you the show is at least awesome in that way. It gives you those stakes and actually makes you feel like these people have a chance of
Yeah,
dying.
and we didn't have a lot of deaths this season because I think like if deaths are gonna happen, they're gonna happen next season, and it's essentially
Slaughter.
like it'll kind
Slaughter.
of matter less, but like it'll be like more like oh fuck.
It'll be the
He
closing
gets
of the book.
taken out like at the end of the show
they're-
in like
they're
some
doing-
epic
I know
fashion.
they're setting it up really good, building like that actual care for these characters now. Because like again, I'm surprised too. We didn't have like any really
Who died?
significant deaths. We had the priest.
Oh, well,
with,
Littlefinger,
yeah,
and,
Littlefinger,
and,
of course.
and the Tarleys.
Yeah, well,
the-
Spoilers,
yeah,
by the
so,
way.
like, that
Sorry if
wasn't
you
even,
haven't.
like a big.
yeah.
I don't know. If you're here already, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
so.
like you shouldn't be here if you haven't seen this.
My beef with the Littlefinger death though was like they threw a bone to the fans.
Oh, that was
Like,
savage.
It was like nothing's going on, right? Not nothing. That sounds like I'm talking out my ass, but like in terms of like killing people off, like they kind of backed off from that. Like you never knew any episode, but now I'm like more kind of like. Shit's pretty crazy, but they have a lot left to do, and I don't think they can get rid of characters. But like Littlefinger, like I mean,
See-
you've been waiting for him to go since
Yeah, I mean like a lot
since
of
he got Ned Stark with
Oh
the
my
told you shouldn't
gosh.
trust.
yeah, like that death was coming. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
surprising at all.
But I'm glad
Yeah,
they did it.
'Cause
'Cause
they- you saw Littlefinger manipulating Arya and
Right.
Sansa into fighting with each
course.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
And
was-
I thought Arya was Littlefinger, like with the
mask.
with the face.
But then
I
how was
really
she
did. I was
doing
like,
that?
what the fuck is going? Because
Trying to
she
get to the
just
bottom of
killed
it,
him and like.
yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get like the info out
That
of her
would be
because
interesting.
she would be
That would be
honest in.
crazy.
That's what I thought. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck's going on? And then I'm waiting. Like when Arya walks in, I was like, where's Littlefinger? Like show him. They showed him.
yeah.
It's then I'm like, okay, that's not true because like he wouldn't be there. He'd be dead.
Right.
That was
Yeah.
a genuine surprise for me when she said Littlefinger. Because the
Right,
entire
right.
series,
I was of the same mindset.
the entire season, I was like, Arya, I hate you. I hate you so
I didn't
much.
like Arya in
You're
this season
doing
at all.
exactly what you did before. You are just so dumb. And then as soon, it's like the Michael Scott meme where he goes like literally as soon as she says it, I was like,
Yeah.
Sansa, you're the best.
yeah,
Like,
it's like-
It was like what wasn't surprising was that Littlefinger was gonna die. That
Of
wasn't
course.
surprising.
Yeah,
What was
yeah. If you were
surprising-
surprised, you're an idiot.
What was
Yeah.
surprising was that like it was just all of a sudden this synergy between Sansa and Arya again. Like wow, they get
And they
each other
hit it
all of a
so
sudden.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
she
it
says it
connects
like
you.
they
Yeah.
don't like each other,
That's what
and
I
like
said.
we don't get that. We haven't seen it since season 1, and like
Right,
I
yeah.
forgot, like they don't like each other,
yeah.
and
Never
like
got
even
along.
even Sansa doesn't like Jon that much either because she's more
a
like her
total-
mother.
She's a bitch though. in the books.
Cat Stark didn't like Jon either,
Right. Yeah.
or his.
That's funny.
Oh, well,
Is he
we'll
Jon?
get to that.
I was
We'll
just
get
like,
to that.
"Ugh."
That's a whole nother.
Okay,
itself.
I want
There's
to
a
go back.
bunch of
I want to go back to
interesting- It really
the
is.
Dragon Pit in the moment where like they released the White to Cersei, and like for a minute I was like,
Bitch.
I was like, what is gonna happen here?
Yeah.
See,
I was like, is it gonna open it? It's gonna be dead or something.
See, if they
I
did
was like,
that
I loved-
cliche, I would have been so angry.
No,
Yeah.
I loved
But
how
then it
they
would've
built
turned-
up that suspense though, because
No.
like you remember in the cabin of the ship, he like all he did was like knock
knock on it,
And
and
then
it
all of a
was like
sudden he
nuts.
Yeah.
So the whole time, I'm
And
like,
he's
dude, that
lifting
thing's
this
not
thing
moving.
and throws
Like,
it
and that
down.
whole suspense through that whole scene, and then like
No,
all of a
it
sudden,
was
like
good.
he just boom, like kicks it over, like dude, that was great.
Yeah.
was.
And I was like, holy shit! I was like, I hope this thing comes at her. And I know it's on chains, like they're not
Kills her
gonna-
immediately.
And then
That's the end of
I
it.
like how they like have this whole setup where like the Hound cuts him in half, still alive, cuts the arm
that
off,
was-
the
He
arm's
still
moving.
lives.
Awesome.
Jon Snow picks it up, burns
Yeah, you
it.
can
He's
burn
like,
it with
this is how
fire.
you fucking kill it. And then the dragon glass dagger, and like they can only be killed with dragon glass. And like I'm
So
just like, oh
I got
my
a question
God.
with Dragon Glass. Is it like a slash and they're dead? Is that
Yes,
it?
yeah, because Sam.
just to the
That's how
touch,
Sam.
like,
killed
That's
him.
what I'm curious. Like,
Sam
Well,
just
Sam
goes-
didn't he stab?
That's what I thought too.
Yeah,
I thought he
but-
stabbed him.
No, like
It's
Tria's
just-
talking like
Like
a
if I
flesh
came up
wound,
and just
like,
slashed
yeah.
a White, would that kill it? 'Cause
But
I
doesn't
know.
Jon
seems
Snow
like-
do it with Longclaw?
He cuts him in.
It's Valyrian steel. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's the like Valyrian steel and I was gonna say.
I'm just curious.
Dragon glass.
Well, I mean,
are kind
Jon
of like.
Snow's always rocking like crazy blows through.
Yeah,
his
true.
gun. Like he's always like mid, like just cutting.
agree.
Yeah, but if you
down,
think about it, like in actual like sword combat, like you're getting slices in. Like if you actually get a fucking blow, like they're dead. So like I don't know.
I think Trio's question is if you got one of those slices in.
Like if
would
you
it
cut
die?
off a White
I see
Walker's
that.
arm with some dragon glass, is that thing dead?
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
Well, like if
Yeah.
it like just breaks the skin.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, just a flesh wound.
yeah, like-
Yeah.
He's just like ow. And
You just prick a White Walker and it just
right.
falls
Just
in. Yeah.
disintegrates.
yeah, but the moment.
good question.
Right?
I
It is a
never really
good
thought about
question,
that.
but the moment when they released the white, and I was like, "What is Cersei thinking?" And then she's like, "You're right.
Yeah.
We need to fucking kill them." Like, what? Okay, we're good. Get the point. I understand. And then like you're like, and then fucking Euron's just like, fucking.
That was probably my favorite
I was
part
like,
of that entire
I was
scene.
like, what a pussy. I was like, what a great A.
It was interesting how they made that play in later. Saying,
I agree,
saying that
too.
it was planned.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you're the writers, and
yeah,
I guess
I get-
Cersei is like this wicked genius, but like, I was like, that's a stretch to me. Like,
Well, I think.
See, I could see
like he
Euron being
seemed
like later.
like they didn't know what they were bringing them. Did that? Like,
See, I don't
No,
think he
no,
knew
they didn't.
before. I think the idea was that he left.
No matter
it was
what,
just
he
it was
was
just his
yeah.
spur of the moment thought. But then he talked to Cersei
gotcha.
after and got with her and was like, "No, I'm not
yeah,
dissing
yeah.
you. I'm helping you out. I just wanted to seem like I was just
Right.
leaving."
again, you know,
But-
just a testament to like the crazy, you know, fictitious minds that play in
Of
this
course.
Game of Thrones. You know, like.
But I agree with you that I would have honestly liked it a little bit better if he was like, "Fuck you guys, that's insane. I'm going back to my island."
I mean,
Like,
that's essentially
I
what he
wish he
said.
just
yeah,
pitched out.
I
Like, that
really
was so
did
great,
too.
but-
But
And
yeah,
it's like, guess what? I'm gonna come back when you're all dead, and I'll figure this shit
we got
out.
a little
It was like-
exchange with the Hound and the Mountain.
Dude, I was like, I was sitting there with my mom, and I'm like, he doesn't know that that's the mountain. But I'm like, the only
he
thing that's
does.
giving it away is his fucking size.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, everyone knows now, don't they?
Yeah,
they call
he's
him Sir
known.
Gregor.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
he's-
but I'm just like,
They're not
he's-
like a Frankenstein.
well, like I don't know, like he just put two and two together, like yeah.
No, I hear, you know.
But I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, Clegane Bowl, like
Next
something.
season.
I don't think we're gonna see it.
I was pretty.
I don't
convinced
think
it
we'll
was
see
gonna
Clegane
happen,
Bowl.
and now I don't
think
know.
it- yeah,
like
I don't
last-
think so.
I agree. I was thinking that too, but at the same time, I was like, well, why would it happen though? Like, why would they fight
Yeah.
right there?
What would set
I
it
know.
off?
Yeah, exactly.
Unless- like
Unless
combat,
he
some
was
dumb shit.
killed and came back as a white or some shit, which would be like one of them.
I wonder if he can be turned after he's like a zombie.
He's already dead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
is he like a zombie? Like,
Yes.
is that literally what?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is.
I
Did
didn't
Andrew,
do
what's the
good
deal
with
with that?
How did he make him?
The new Master of Whispers, the guy that brought him back.
What's his
Yeah.
name?
He was
Oh,
some
Qyburn.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, what's his? How did he do that? What's his deal?
He was just like
I don't- they don't
necromancy.
go into
I mean, they
it.
don't
It's
go
like-
to
it's
it,
like
but like that's the
necromancy.
idea of it.
Yeah,
Is
it's
like,
black magic.
which is so crazy.
Yeah.
because that seems like it would be such a crucial thing to
I mean,
understand. for
he's
the
a
show, but-
he's a
I'm sure they
disbarred
touched on
Meister,
it a lot
right?
more
Is the
in the
idea?
Meister, yeah.
Meister, whatever.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have any of his chains or nothing.
I hate how he's a
It's probably
like he's
exiled or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
he's a hand of the queen. I'm like, who the hell are you?
He
Like,
came
how-
out of nowhere too. Like,
He
all of a sudden
really
he was
did.
like, "I made
I
this
mean-
guy for you."
Hey.
I put Sir
She's
Gregor
like, "You
back
can speak
together
on
for
all
you.
matters now,
Yeah,
no matter what."
That's actually fine.
The
Yeah.
one moment, like, and then like the fact that Cersei agrees to it, I was like, wow. I was like, really? And I think everyone else was like, wow.
Yeah, she did like.
she's
agrees
with
to
us.
the fighting the walkers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
at
and then
first
she's like in
anyways.
the one thing, and I'm like, Jon Snow, I'm like, be the man. Don't. I'm like, don't give in. I'm like, say you're with her, because you are.
As soon
And
as
you know
he
you are.
hesitated, you were like, "Fuck."
Yeah. No, dude, I wanted him to be honest. I'm
No,
like,
I did too.
I wanted him to be like, I am with
I
Daenerys.
did love how Danny
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, "Yo, man, what the fuck?"
And he's like- and even
we can't
there's
do.
like,
I
you
just
could've
lied this
lied.
time. Like that's fine.
And he's like, I don't lie. I'm Jon Snow.
And he's like, I don't want this whole world to be built online. I was like, I
Yeah.
respect you,
I
John.
actually
But
I really like that line.
I did
It's a
too.
good
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
Because there's like this whole theme I think going on like with the play of Jon and Daenerys, where Daenerys has like a mean streak.
No,
like
yeah.
she's got
Totally.
this power hungry.
that Targaryen.
And
Yeah,
there's
streak,
always
yeah.
someone there to like
So,
that
like-
needs to keep her in check.
Yeah,
like
Tyrion.
yeah. I
And
think
he
like
even
I think
says it in
might
this
just be
episode.
it might just be the fault of well not the fault of but the effect of Emilia Clarke, who's like just a really cute girl playing Daenerys, that she doesn't get that like mean powerful edge across.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay.
she does.
I understand what Tim's saying though. I understand.
Oh,
what
I
he's
definitely
saying.
get what you're saying, but
But like, yeah, she definitely like. I don't look at her and be like, oh, she's not coming off as like cruel.
And also,
because
you got to remember, we see her in like the most vulnerable moments, I guess. But then at the same time, we do see her in her most powerful,
Right.
Like with the idea of her, like,
Yeah,
like when she
she's
steps out from.
definitely-
Yeah.
But like all the characters have really gone from rock bottom to top. Really, like
Other than the
Cersei.
Lannisters, no, she was a Lannister. She was
Yeah, but
alright.
she
I
was
mean,
she was getting like naked in the
Oh, yeah.
street.
Totally, yeah.
Shame. Yeah, I mean it's a
Right.
low point for her. Like
Let's,
in the whole
let's put it this way:
She
if I
hit
didn't know
rock
her
bottom, then came
background,
up.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd probably intimidate me. Especially, like I think when she gives him that, like even I was watching the one scene yesterday when her and John meet for the first time, and she gives him all these stern looks, and I think they're believable. I find them believable, and I think she's
Wait,
like when
in
she
season 1?
no in this
No,
season
when they met.
Oh, okay.
and basically
Yeah, yeah.
she's like, well, that's fair, but it's also fair for me to put. And then she goes on her whole speech, and I was like, I don't know. I think she kind of delivers that the way she needs to.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
This is a very weird sidebar. I think her wig looks fine. Do you guys not?
I don't know.
I don't even notice it.
I don't either. I hear a lot
care.
of people
I don't
go off
care,
about it.
but,
And they're
like,
like,
I
that
get
wig
it.
looks like shit. And I'm
I get the argument.
I had never thought about it because I knew they didn't dye her hair because you
Yeah.
see pictures of her with like her
Yeah.
normal hair, but like I
Yeah,
learned
she had
until
short
you
hair,
mentioned
it's just,
wig,
like,
I just
it's
never
dark.
even thought.
I think
Exactly, and that's what
Marjorie
I-
Tyrell's wig was obvious to me. That was what was obvious.
because I'm used to seeing her with the
Natalie,
like,
Dormer.
Natalie Dormer.
oh, that is true.
she got
I actually,
that badass hair. Like
Yeah.
so
I
just can't
some-
remember.
what movie was that. Hunger Games or something.
Yeah, it's in
where
Hunger
she-
Games,
She had a
part
shit.
yeah, she was looking
Yeah.
mighty fine. But anyway,
She could
Mighty
fool me. I was
fine.
like,
But yeah, so after Jon Snow declares his loyalty for Daenerys,
Cersei's like, fuck outta here.
it later, and like walks out, and then it's up to Tyrion to persuade her. Dude, that scene
I don't get what.
was
Yeah,
so.
you were
fucking
saying
good.
like that gave you bad vibes.
Dude.
Why? I don't know.
okay, actually, there's two things to that. So the one thing I really took from that scene was they were testing each other. Like
Oh yeah.
Tyrion gave her wine and she's pregnant and she didn't drink it. Like I think
Did
he
she-
was.
she
pulled-
didn't?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't remember. her
Yeah,
drinking.
I
could
don't
be
Well, no,
wrong.
I thought
Keep me
doesn't
honest,
he?
'cause I
I think he just like puts the glass down next to her, but she
Right.
doesn't
But
like.
then-
But he
Yeah.
offers her a
Yeah,
drink.
yeah,
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
a known
she doesn't-
alcoholic
yeah,
at the time. Like,
she does not
was-
take it.
yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, like that's pretty big for both of them. Like
And it's
she's
just like-
wise to his act and he's like testing her.
Yeah.
But then when
God.
they leave there was something like I don't know. Tyrion the rest of the episode just kind of like gave me this weird vibe. I'm like, something happened
You know
there
what?
that you
I
didn't
actually,
catch.
now that
like,
I'm thinking about that, there's some like weird glances and looks you get from
Yeah.
Tyrion the rest of the show.
I'm gonna
Especially
have
under
to
the
look
steps
back.
I
and
know
watch it.
what,
Yeah,
like at the
like-
end of
when he's,
we
like,
won't talk
outside the ring.
like in the
Maybe-
boat at the end.
I'm thinking
When he's just like,
that conversation might have hit Tyrion on a level where now he's kind of like
he was crying.
sympathizing with his family and saying, "Well, like I value family now." Like
He thinks
and
she's
now he's
pregnant.
thinking
I don't-
back, like you know,
He's
how am
talking-
I gonna have a family?
I
Maybe
think he
something like
values
that.
family always, but like he's just. I think it's just hitting him all in this one moment.
Yeah, exactly.
I
'Cause, like,
agree.
Who has he had to fucking cry to? He literally he doesn't cry, but like you hear in his voice like he's getting emotional.
And I mean, he's trying to get
Both of them.
emotion from a woman who's literally treated him like a piece of shit, a literal
Right.
piece of fecal matter his entire life.
Yeah.
She says he kills his mom, and he even kind of breaks her down a little bit. I mean, obviously she's still a fucking stone wall, but like the way she kind of. He's like, stop, shut up. I don't care if you don't want to hear that I'm sorry. I am sorry. They were my fucking niece. and
yeah,
nephew
it's
guy.
like he didn't.
I really
Essentially, you
love
did.
that whole scene,
Yeah.
and I think that his glances and everything were kind of just him thinking about the whole conversation. I don't think he has any second thoughts or would want to betray Daenerys in any way, but I definitely think it weighed on him after he had to have that whole discussion with this.
Yeah.
Besides him seeing Jamie on the battlefield and that moment in that room, he hasn't really had too many like character development moments where it's involving him. Like he's helping Daenerys, but that's not necessarily like his.
It's mostly been him.
personal
I hate my family,
story.
which is
He's
fine.
been
yeah.
Tyrion since season 1. Like in my mind,
Yeah, he
I think
definitely-
he's
I agree.
been
He hasn't
him
changed
with
too
very
much.
little
Right, yeah.
transformation.
Yeah.
And now you're starting to see him like
Yeah, like
as shit is hitting the fan.
he
like,
gets his
he's
shit
like,
together.
No, I
Like,
agree.
other
Yeah.
than that, he's the same character throughout the
Did you guys
whole
ever
show.
see there's a I think it's a film theory about how much wine he's drank over
Yes,
the course of
yeah, the
It's
game
actually
fish, yeah.
really funny. You
might
should
wanna
watch.
look that
It's
up.
like he should be dead. He should be absolutely dead.
Dude,
Like-
but I think it's so funny when like he goes with the mountain, he's like, "Fucking kill me, do it," and he doesn't do it, and he's just like instantly to the wine table, and I'm like, "That's Tyrion right there." Yeah. But like that scene was super powerful. And,
Yeah, I
like,
think-
and he convinces her, and like we don't see the whole thing, but like he fucking convinces her to not only like let down this war and like forget about it, but send troops to help them.
But he doesn't.
Yeah,
though.
but he
She
doesn't,
turned
She
it again
lied.
and got
Yeah,
something out.
but in his
She doesn't like. She doesn't want Jamie to go.
no, she doesn't want anybody.
I
She's
think
not.
it's
no, she doesn't want
Oh,
to
it was
see
all of them?
Oh
I thought
no,
it was
she's
just-
like, are you stupid? We're not sending any troops.
I thought it was
just told
just
them to get
Jamie.
She just said, she told Jamie like after the fact that like she
Yeah.
already had
Okay.
it worked out in her head.
I couldn't figure it out, but it seemed like she was just...
And then that's basically when
dude.
Jamie figures out, like, oh, this bitch is really fucking insane,
Dude,
and like I
yeah.
can't stay with
Dude.
her anymore. And I
like
thought that was a real
that's
scene.
the last straw.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, like, Jamie, bro, come on. If you don't realize that this... Like, I know you love her, and I know it's your sister, and you, like, love her more than you probably should.
Love smashing.
But... Like
couple
that,
rounds, yeah.
that was the moment where you realize that like she will kill you no matter.
She's beyond
fucking
recompense.
what.
Yeah,
you
like,
get in her
exactly.
way, you're dead.
She has literal death staring in her face, and she
But like,
still thinks about
but she
herself.
doesn't do it in like a moment of like compassion and emotion. Like, you know, she still like cares for him, but like she just couldn't do it. It was definitely like in the moment she just said it and was like,
Yeah.
you know, you're not walking out of this room. She didn't like think about it. She just said it.
Didn't she
really
nod?
mechanical.
Didn't she nod to tell Sir Gregor to like?
I thought it was like it was kind of like a
she
half nod.
starts,
Yeah.
and she does, and he just walks out.
See,
Because he's like, I don't believe.
Well,
you.
he draws his
and then he cut.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it was
he
a
does
half
draw
nod
it.
was
He
the
draws
idea.
it.
So he starts to draw his sword
And stops.
and then he goes, I don't believe you,
And walks out. Yeah.
I see another thing coming back to stakes. Not that I thought he was going to die for sure, but I thought there was a fuck hell chance he was going to die.
Oh,
there.
right there.
Like I
Yeah.
thought that
I
was
like, oh,
definitely.
With Tyrion, it's just funny that scene stacked right on top of the previous one, like with Tyrion
That's
being
what-
in
yeah,
the
It's so true.
And I
Yeah.
love the dialogue they had
didn't
before he
think
goes in
about
the
that, yeah.
room, and he's like, "Dude, like we're both fucking idiots. Like we're,
Yeah.
we're just in
It's
the
like
room,
say
we're
goodbye
like-
one idiot to another.
yeah, and that was the moment where you realize, dude, they definitely like still care for each other no
Oh,
matter
yeah.
what.
I never doubted those two did.
Yeah.
Because he didn't kill him after the Tywin thing.
Of
Like,
course.
Like he was like, I'll kill him if I see him again.
I know.
But then
yeah. Then he saw.
Yeah, that was another like in the moment, like I'm mad, but like I think like he definitely gets why he killed him.
Yeah, you
Like,
can
I-
obviously
yeah.
sympathize with him. He sentenced him to a crime he didn't commit
And it's
for
co-
death.
it's-
or whatever that
And
is.
Yeah,
then he
this-
copped to it to Cersei. Like they talked about it face to face. Like in that.
I think she would have easily killed him if she thought
like-
he still killed.
but-
What's his name?
Joffrey.
I still think the pregnancy thing is a lie.
I don't know.
See,
if
I don't
buy
think it is.
I don't know
think
if
it
I
is.
buy it.
I don't.
Why would you call somebody out for lying about that though? Like if somebody just said it, you wouldn't be like you're lying. You know, like you'd believe them no
Well,
matter
but wait,
what.
what?
So
He just says
it's
you're
an
pregnant.
It's an easy way to manipulate.
Because she goes like that. and
But like,
grabs
what
her
does that
stomach.
gain her if he thinks she's pregnant? Sympathy? Is that the
think she-
idea?
yeah, well,
but I think she just hates him so
she's
much.
manipulating.
right-
she's
right
manipulating him, and the rest.
I'm saying Tyrion.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Tyrion. No, to your point.
Yeah.
Right before
Yeah,
she does
sympathy.
the like stomach clench thing, that's when Tyrion is like I love them or whatever, talking about his niece and nephews, and then
That's a good
after
point.
that she grabs her stomach. So that's why I'm still skeptical.
Like she's
it wasn't
she's
like-
almost
yeah.
reverse
Yeah,
psychology.
She picked up on that and just
in
like
him, whatever
rolled
that
with
is.
it, or she could be telling the truth. But
Yeah,
I'm with you. I don't
I
buy
think
it,
it's a
yeah.
lie.
I don't
Because
buy
like,
it.
why would she be telling the truth? What
But
reason?
why would I just don't get what she gains from getting from making Tyrion think that in the long run. I think he's so far gone that he wouldn't, and that would be the ultimate fucking
here's the
turnaround for
thing,
me, that he would go back and help
She says
them.
it in front of
And now
everybody.
that Jamie, what are you talking about?
when the white, like she wasn't protecting herself, she was protecting her kid.
Oh.
and
don't-
but that she could just be
See,
saying
but
that
what does I just don't get what that
because she's a
I don't know.
manipulator. Because
But
she would
what
do that.
does? But what
I
does
think-
her having a child? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get.
I think it plays
it's a
more
good
on her
thought.
manipulation with Jamie.
Yeah.
That's
which
what
is
I'm
now
saying.
irrelevant because he's
'Cause he's gone.
left. Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
well,
and
until
like,
they meet again.
Yeah.
Like, of course.
Yeah.
I just
For
think
now,
she
I
has
don't know.
nothing to gain from making people think she's pregnant.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
if
just
anything,
think.
yeah.
I think she had
kind
hoped
of
to
agree.
keep Jamie on her side ultimately. So she's gonna push that pregnancy thing. If it's not true, she's gonna push
Push
that
it to try and get him
to
yeah.
everybody so that everybody is convinced, not just him. Like it's not a secret.
Exactly.
If she makes
Exactly.
it
That's what
public,
I'm
then
saying.
it's like believable and
It's like, oh, okay.
until shit happens, like she'll worry if it's a lie until she needs to
I hear you.
Or
come up
maybe-
with something to cover for her about like making the lie up or whatever.
Or maybe
Yeah, she has a miscarriage
she's
or whatever.
gonna miscarry.
Yeah, like
There's no
some-
way she's having this kid. None.
I just don't think Cersei
Or she
is
has
going to
it
be
at
allowed
times,
to have
but
another kid. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I could see it happening and that one dying too.
But, like-
just because like this shit
No,
is so
totally, I-
twisted. Like
And kind of like to end this whole like Tyrion Jamie like conversation. With
The Lannister
Yeah,
conversation.
keeping up with the
I
Lannisters.
I still think Jamie's gonna kill Cersei.
Yeah.
I really do.
Oh, there's
Or
definitely
Arya.
a-
I don't
I
see
would
any-
like
I don't
to
see a
Arya.
reason. Arya does not like. I
She's on the
understand.
top of her list.
I get it, but like she doesn't have like the right, you know.
Kind of does.
But like I don't know. I
she's
think
like-
Jamie needs to do it, man.
Arya's got to kill a Lannister.
She is the reason
Like,
that
don't
Ned's-
fucking-
I don't think he'll ever. I
Right.
think he has the balls to leave her. I don't think he has the balls to kill her. in the way I've seen.
Or
I don't know though.
maybe-
I could be I'll eat my words in a minute if I'm
Well,
wrong.
let's see how evil Cersei gets in season 8. I mean,
I could
we don't
see.
know.
Yeah, I could see him dying in like
I
a
thought
moment
she-
of hesitation, like when it's like between him and Cersei.
Exactly.
I thought
Yeah.
Cersei was going to
Yeah.
be dead at the end of the season.
I did too. I thought that was and like the whole last season was going to be all the White Walkers, but I was wrong.
No, I had no anticipation of Cersei dying. Or
I knew it wouldn't be that
anything
easy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not-
I got Littlefinger.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that. But,
So getting to the so let's get to the wall scene. The White Walkers and the Whites have reached the wall, and FYI, they're
Actually, before
We're
we
jumping
switch
around a little
scenes,
bit, yeah.
Let's go to the chat. Let's see if anything.
Oh yeah, Joey,
comes
do we
up
have
in
any
there.
questions or anything?
Nada.
No.
All right,
Okay.
let's go.
yes.
Before the wall, obviously, we got to talk about Bran and
No. The wall's first, right?
No, that was last scene.
Last scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm sorry.
actually-
No. You're.
I don't- if you wanna keep
the
us
reason I
in-
wanted to save it because like the last scene is wait.
Wall, that's the wall.
No, the last scene's the wall.
Scene's the wall.
It's fine.
Yeah, you're right. No,
It's
you're
right
right.
at
It is
Tyrion
well
under
saving
the
that
steps.
last. I know the last topic you're thinking of. Is
Yeah,
Saturday.
it's like, I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about.
All right, then fine.
Yeah.
The wall. So we did get to the wall.
So
It's
we're
the
at
last
Eastwatch.
scene.
If
Yes.
you guys didn't realize that we're at Eastwatch.
Yeah.
We're not at the
Not where Jon Snow
Yeah,
was.
we're not at Castle Black. Eastwatch is like the coast.
We're where they came back through with the white, basically.
Yeah. So the fucking
So all the whites show up. You see just
The
a
Night
sea
King.
of them,
on the
and they
fucking
all just
dragon.
they're all
so
just
funny. Just
stuck.
like him,
I'm like,
posted up on.
Oh,
my
and he's so
God.
like stoic on it. He's just
like always.
yeah, he's always in the one position. So he rides in on his fucking white dragon. That fuck.
Viserion.
Viserys, I thought.
Pour one out.
Is it Viserion or
It's
Viserys?
Viserion.
Okay.
I don't know.
I believe him.
I
I don't
I
care
think
about them.
you know.
It's one of the
Viserys
target.
is her brother's name. It's
But
named after him, but
Yeah.
it's not
It's
Viserion.
Viserion.
Oh, Viserion, you're right.
Viserion.
Rhaegal and Drogon, right?
Yeah.
Rhaegal. Yeah.
Yeah, Rhaegal.
Red
after-
dragon names and
Yeah,
such.
Rhaegar.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
they show up to the wall and they start tearing that shit
Like
down.
it's fucking butter.
Dude, like under a minute, that shit was
Dude, like,
in the sea. Like
see, and here's the question: is it breathing ice or is it breathing fire?
that's what.
Here's my
Breathing
hype.
explosions.
Here's my
It's not a fire. It's just
destructive.
explosions.
Here's my hypothesis, and I'll relate it back to Superman a little bit. Superman has freeze breath, obviously, but he can blow so powerful that he can literally blow apart things. So I assume that it is ice, like ice fire, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and the force of the dragon breath is literally crushing the wall because it didn't. At least to me, it didn't seem like it was
It wasn't
melting.
burning,
It
yeah.
looked like it was,
It was just
being
blowing up.
destroyed.
I
Destroyed.
mean, that ice is probably like not ice you can just melt.
Exactly. And I mean,
It's like
hey,
permafrost. Yeah.
obviously it could easily just be blue fire,
Right.
and that could easily be the.
And
But
these are
that's
the debates we
my
need to have.
little theory on the blue
is
fire.
hotter fire.
That's true. That's the other thing.
It
It could be
is.
blue fire, which is the hottest fire you can get.
Is it blue
or
or
white?
White's hot.
White is hotter than blue.
I
Isn't
need to
it?
go back to like
I don't
grade
know.
school, Ken.
Yeah. Anyways,
Earth physical science. We need to go back.
but Tormund was on the wall. I don't think he died.
we got our producer checking
Right.
into it. For us.
He's figuring it out right now. I'm pretty sure he ran down the wall to the point of where it wasn't collapsed anymore, and he was still on top of it.
Tormund?
I
Yeah.
can see
Yeah.
Tormund and
I-
Beric getting that death. Like that's
Yeah.
I mean,
it wasn't.
Barrick
We didn't see them
probably
die.
just gonna be
Yeah.
like,
no body,
fucking
nothing.
come back again.
I don't trust anything unless we see that person die on screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually.
You can't claim they're
the Hound.
dead.
You were
Yeah.
like, he's not done.
They're not
Yeah,
dead.
exactly. Like that was definitely one where I was like, oh, it could be, but at the same
See,
time,
like,
they could easily.
how many people are there? Like, can't be that many.
Well, there's a bunch of
Watch?
wildlings. No, there's no night watches there. I thought
They didn't
they're
send
all
any?
down at Castle Black. That's one.
Yeah.
Is there
Uh,
none? Shit.
Yeah, dude,
I mean,
I'm pretty
like,
sure
we
it's
don't-
all
we don't
wildlings
really
because he
know.
sends.
I don't think we can really
Well, he
call that.
sends Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm just saying. I think he
Visually,
sends
though,
Tormund and all his
it
people.
was definitely the majority. Was
Wildlings.
Yeah.
I didn't see any black. Now that I'm thinking about it. Like
And like they didn't even have time to do anything. They were just like, oh shit, and then and the fucked up thing is they at the end of the day, getting that White Walker kind of didn't do a lot for them. And they lost that dragon.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
they didn't convince Cersei she's still gonna fuck him, and that was
it was a
basically
fuck up, yeah.
that was it. And they lost the dragon because of it. I mean, sure, don't get me wrong, they showed Dany that it was actually alive and existed, and now people believe them. But what do you guys think? Do you think that was worth it or no?
Well, it was something that needed to happen, like you said.
Of course.
Because Daenerys also was turned onto that, and now she has like a very emotional connection to the cause because they
True.
killed one of her dragons. So
And she
kids.
saw them firsthand.
kids,
Yeah.
yeah.
Her children. Yeah.
yeah. So now like she's got this fear now because like my dragons are vulnerable to like this whatever javelin Olympic thrower.
Oh, dude, the memes for that. I love it.
Kobe. I love that one. It's like
I saw one. It's like he's like, all right, I'm gonna hit the one with all the important people on, and he's like, I bet you won't go for the one in the air. And then he goes, hold my beer. It's just it's so good. And oh my god, the memes are amazing. But anything else at the wall?
No.
I think that was basically it. I don't think. I'm trying to think back before we get to the big one. Did we miss anything else?
Not really.
No, we
We got Littlefinger. We got the
we hit
Dragon
Littlefinger
Pit
stuff.
We got that's what I'm saying. This is what we've hit.
I mean, like
we
the whole
talked
Greyjoy thing with the.
Oh,
fight.
that's true.
yeah.
We did forget about Greyjoy. I thought
It's pretty minor. It happened.
I don't like him.
in defense.
Theon,
I will
Fuck
give
Theon,
in.
dude.
I will give in defense of Theon here. I don't. Sure, he's a total pussy. I get it. He's a dickless coward, literally. Badly. But I will give it to the guy. He was gonna die no matter what if he tried to get what's her name.
I don't. I'm like, I get.
And
why
he
they're giving him
literally had a
shit,
mental
but-
breakdown. The guy's been through some shit, so I will give him a little bit of breathing room on that one. And I think he had better of a chance of trying to save her after the fact than at that point. At least in my opinion.
and I think-
But yeah, my only quip with that is like he didn't do it out of like a logical
I
stance.
hear
like,
you.
He was
Yeah, no, I agree.
straight up terrifying.
Yeah.
Just going.
Yeah, but like,
But at the same time,
what was he gonna do?
He had a
Run him and
mental.
just get his
He had a
fucking
mental
head?
snap,
Yeah,
which I mean
Yeah.
was brought on by obviously he was tortured for how
Right.
many years. So
I'm just saying it wasn't courage. It was cowardice.
I wonder-
that's totally fair.
I-
Yeah,
What were you
yeah.
gonna
I-
say, Tom?
I think like a lot of what led up to that happening, like Theon having that ultimatum, is like what Jon said to him. Like he's finally just accepting. He's probably
Exactly.
going through this internal battle. Like, am I like this
Am I-
worthless reek?
Yeah.
Am I? I'm
Am
not
I
a
Theon
Greyjoy. I'm not a
Greyjoy? Yeah.
Stark. I'm not anyone. So he doesn't really have any
both.
like. And then
I
like
actually-
John just like kind of lays
Right.
this like
Yeah,
foundation for him, and now he's like recentered,
I-
remotivated
Why
back
he's still
into.
talking to me?
I'm glad we brought that up. I like thoroughly enjoyed that whole
Turned
scene
right
though.
around.
Yeah.
Because I
it's-
thought it was big of Theon to literally want to even talk to him.
Plus, there's a lot of
Just-
history that they weren't there for each other to.
He's like, I love his line. He's like, I can't forgive you for all of it, but for what I can forgive you, I do. And I was like, I like that
Yeah.
whole kind of
Very
come
Jon
around.
Snow.
Yeah,
I
it
think
really
they're
was.
all kind of in the similar
brotherly.
situation, like Sansa's.
Dastardly, I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
Outcast.
So wait,
they're
why?
outcast.
Real quick, why is he with the Starks?
He was taken as basically prisoner when they.
That was-
Prisoner, but war, or they called him a ward. He was taken as their ward once they took or beat back the Greyjoys rebellion from the Iron Island or something
That's
like
what
that.
it was, okay.
And
I was
then
like- I was like, I
that was
forget
basically
why.
him saying like, "Hey, we won. Don't fuck with us. I have your son. Your firstborn son."
Because Ned Stark is Ned Stark, though he was good to him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really love the parallels of him talking about you're a Greyjoy and a Stark with him. What we find out later.
I mean, we know he's.
Yeah.
a
Now we can
Targaryen.
roll into it with him being a Targaryen. And like I thought there were so many cool parallels in that. He's like you are a Stark, you are a Greyjoy. It's what makes you just be that. And, I thought it was so cool. I really did.
It was a good scene.
But
Aegon the Sixth.
so we got the
Holy
confirmation.
shit.
I read that somewhere.
That's
before.
that's been a theory.
Well,
I
mean,
heard that.
You knew. You kind of already assumed that.
Yeah,
Well, it's
we
funny.
knew-
I don't
we
know
knew he
why
was
I just
Targaryen,
thought
but
his
the-
name
yeah.
was just going to be John Targaryen.
I didn't imagine
Yeah.
his
But
name being different.
It makes total sense, obviously.
Oh, yeah,
in,
it does.
retrospect,
Yeah.
considering. So we find out one thing I liked about this scene a lot. So it has Sam and Bran come together, and we find out Bran thought
Bran
John
kn-
was just a sand. He thought he was a bastard
Doesn't make
To
sense.
Ilaria.
But go ahead.
Sam.
Yeah.
because basically he has seen that scene of John being born, but I guess he didn't in the moment. He didn't think to go up and listen to what she was actually whispering.
No, you know
to
why? You know why I
Lyanna.
think he didn't know? Because no one alive knows.
Well, no,
I think. What do you mean?
No,
nobody-
that's not true.
nobody-
Someone alive did know. The
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 Archmaester.
Maester,
maester
yeah.
that married.
Okay, but
Yeah.
no.
High Septum.
He's dead.
Yeah. Oh,
He's dead.
Yeah, of course.
right.
At that
Okay,
point.
no. So,
But Bran
so,
can see all of history.
so get
like,
this.
That was where I was kind of
He
like,
can see
why?
all
But
of
the thing is,
history?
he hasn't looked through it all. Already,
Okay,
is the idea.
I'm
He needs to
interpreting.
know where to look.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna make sense. I'm interpreting this way.
Yeah.
Bran can see history through like more or less everyone who's alive's eyes. So that's like a lot of history,
Yeah.
right? No one alive knows about the ceremony between Rhaegar and Lyanna Stark. Nobody alive.
Until Sam obviously brings
reads
it
a
up.
book. Nobody's alive knowing that information. It's just written on a piece of paper, and he reads it, or he doesn't read it. He gets told it by what's her face? What the hell's her name?
His girlfriend. God.
Tilly.
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 I think that's
Yeah.
it. Good
and
call.
and he hears it, and like but like nobody knows.
Well, and it's funny because he even says
it's a written record.
Well, he goes.
Secret record.
Doesn't he go like? No, wait, there was an annulment, but he didn't know that he got he didn't hear that he got remarried. I mean. Yeah. So so are you saying that basically once he reads it, he's able to see it,
when he becomes aware of something,
I think, I think that too, but to the lesser degree of like basically he just now realizes that that's there to go look at.
Even Ned Stark didn't know that.
Right. So
no, sorry, he did, but he's dead.
Well, yeah,
but he wasn't there at the event. You know.
What were you gonna say, Charlie?
So food for thought, because I doubt we'll have the answer. Who told the Three-Eyed Raven, the original guy, who like showed Bran how to do it all? Who told him about the Tower of Joy scene, like with Lyanna up in the tower? Like, because why would he know to look at that scene?
I think the idea was that he's like looking at these are major events happening in the world. So I think the idea is he's going to be watching these major events.
But how did he know about it if no one else knows that Jon Snow isn't? Isn't Ned Stark's kid? Like, everyone thinks that's Ned Stark's bastard, Jon Snow. But Ned knew. The Three-Eyed, right? But did Ned go and tell the Three-Eyed Raven that check out? Like, that's what you're.
I totally get what you're saying.
You're saying
Alan Reed's still alive. You know that, right?
What does that have to do?
He was one of the dudes who was with Ned Stark. Yeah. He's not in the show, but he's alive. He's married, whatever her name is. That's her dad.
He's the guy who like saves Ned.
Yeah. He's alive. What you were saying, so he was there. So there's a living person who was at that event who, like, I don't know, maybe you can see. Plus, he's been alive. That Three-Eyed Raven was definitely alive through all of that. So like he probably got that information like as it was happening or like something like that.
Yeah, I'm just curious how like your idea that if Bran, being the Three-Eyed Raven, comes to know about something, he can tap into it. Like that's kind of
yeah. Well, I think this conversation is really like how far do Bran's like warg Three-Eyed Raven powers go?
Right. Yeah, and
can he only tap into what is seen, what is known, or can he literally go anywhere, be anywhere, anytime? Like that kind of like god power. Because as soon as Sam told him this information,
he was there immediately. Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right. So he must be able to travel through space, time, and just see everything. So
and I guess my explanation here is he doesn't even need. Like, he could have found that out from the book if he happened to read it. And I guess when it comes down to the other guy, the Three-Eyed Raven, he's been around for who knows how long. And I guess to the point where you just kind of got to let the plot work at that point.
Yeah.
And
but that's the way I'm
I hadn't even thought about that until, like, you mentioned that might be how Bran's ability.
Yeah, because he's like, what? He's like, hey,
I don't think anyone has to necessarily be alive for him to see. I just think the idea is that he became aware of that. Now he knows to look for that, so he did. And then that was it. He just didn't even. He just thought, I think he thought Lyanna got raped.
Yeah,
and he had this bastard, but he didn't
the
feel
stories. I'm sure that and everything he's seen, everyone else.
That's what everyone knows. Yeah.
And then he felt, and he probably just didn't feel the need to dig back deeper anymore until Sam goes, well, no, wait, there was an annulment. So and then he goes back and checks.
And like that kind of, and then it goes back to the point where like, okay, like the Targaryen heritage is reassured or reaffirmed through the dragon scene when the dragon comes up to him because like he's a Targaryen. Yeah. But we know that from the Tower of Joy scene last season,
of course.
And then the season finale.
But we didn't know he was a Targaryen by name. We thought he was a we didn't know actually. Right. We didn't know he was a bastard. Not by whatever like marriage or whatever. But yeah.
Wait, what?
We knew that he was a Targaryen by blood, but he wasn't Targaryen by name,
by marriage.
Yeah,
by like
he was a he still thought he was
legitimacy.
Like Bran said, he would have been Jon Sand, not Jon Snow. Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that Bran could be taught something by somebody else. Like, given
and I think
you're led to believe he's so powerful, and then
but he's still new to his powers, and I think that kind of shows you that is the idea,
right? In a good way, interesting.
Yeah, totally. I understand.
And the best moment of the show. I never thought I'd want to see.
I was so conflicted during this.
I never thought I'd want to see incest happen on a TV show, and then it happened, and I was like, I'm so happy.
The look that Joey just gave was the best thing I have ever seen in my life. He
opens that fucking door, and they both look each other.
See,
like,
I would have been. I would have been fine with it.
Yes,
but I was super conflicted as he's telling him.
I don't know.
Over them having sex that their aunt and uncle.
Yeah. I wish it was more of a Star Wars like Skywalker.
It was after the facts, not as they're literally fucking.
When they find out. guess what? They're gonna fucking rule together.
Well, dude,
and that's gonna be
that's
the
old
end of that.
Targaryen, like...
Yeah, but I mean,
tradition.
and they did kind of drop the thing of like, well, Dany was just told by some random priestess that she can't have kids, so you don't know.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
I love how Jon Snow is like, how do you fucking know that? Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
thank you. I'm
He's
like,
trying to smash so hard. He's like...
no,
you don't know
but still,
that.
I'm like,
We can do some
how?
stuff.
I'm like, stop thinking you're like, what's the word for it?
Sterile.
Sterile.
Not sterile.
Yeah, sterile.
Barren.
I don't know what the correct term is. Yeah,
Yeah, like stop thinking that. I'm like, why? I'm like, some crazy
infertile. That's
like witch
infertile.
lady
That's
told
it.
you
Yeah.
you are doesn't mean you are. It's like, yeah, and he's like, how do you know that's true? Like, what are you basing that on?
She's like,
Someone
some
just told-
crazy witch told me. Basically, that's what she says.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's like,
Yeah,
well,
but I don't know. Like, I wanted it to happen because I want them to rule together.
I
That's
was
essentially
totally
why.
fine with it happening.
And
I just felt super conflicted.
maybe Bran fucking dies, and for some reason, and he never tells.
I would be
him.
so
Now Sam
insanely
knows.
angry if that
Sam
actually happened.
Sam now knows.
Yeah, Sam knows.
Yeah,
Two
that's
people
true.
know, and
There's
Sam's gonna
one,
be like,
there's one
John.
thing. There's one thing I gotta clarify before I actually jump into a really cool theory that I read.
Okay.
So while Bran is speaking over the intense lovemaking going on,
Of course.
It was intense.
he mentions that Jon is heir to the Iron Throne.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
what's the Stark Targaryen whatever relationship with the Iron Throne? The
There's
Starks
none.
all-
So Starks have been the Warden of the North since Targaryens took over in whenever they first united the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
But basically, Rhaegar was supposed to be married to the Tyrell chick, and then obviously they got annulled.
Not Tyrell.
Yeah, it was Tyrell.
No,
Yeah,
It was.
I thought she was Dornish.
No, it's Tyrell.
No, Gooch might
She
be
went to
right.
Dorne
It's,
to get. He just went to Dorne to get the annulment.
No, like Gooch
No,
might be
no.
right. It's
I'm fairly certain, but yeah, if you're
Martell. It was Martell.
Elena Martell. Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are right.
yeah,
Martell, not
Martell.
Tyrell.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But anyways, basically the idea is Rhaegar was the heir to the Iron Throne, the rightful heir
Yes.
before Dany because he was the firstborn
He
son.
was the Mad King's son.
And then therefore, since Jon or Aegon is his firstborn son, he is the rightful heir.
He's a
to the-
legitimate
Iron
claim
Throne.
to the throne.
from the
because
Targaryens.
the idea,
Baratheon-
Robert's rebellion was built on, like Brand says, was built on a lie.
His claim is not necessarily legitimate. He took over the throne.
Okay.
In Robert's rebellion.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
some, okay, this is actually my fault. For some
No.
reason, I was conflating the Iron Throne with the Iron Islands.
Yeah.
gotcha,
okay.
gotcha.
No, it's
okay,
cool. It's
yeah,
cool.
big mistake.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
There's a
so-
lot of like similar terminology.
But like
Yeah.
Daenerys, if Jon wasn't in the picture, Daenerys would have legitimacy.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But Jon has more legitimacy
As-
by Westerosian
But Jon's not going to be
laws.
like Daenerys later. If anything, they're going to rule together.
Right.
Or like Daenerys will like convince him to rule with them.
I think
and he's
that's
already
the
king of
easy
the North
one.
anyway.
Right.
You know?
My easy
North.
theory is just that, like, the happy one, and it's very boring. But Dany basically finishes it out. She realizes that, I mean, they already fucked at this point, so it's kind of null and void. But basically,
already
she'd be like,
happened.
all right, you're my nephew. I'm going to lead until I die. I can't have any kids. If you're dead, your kids will take over, or
That's
you take
probably
over.
what she's going to say to him.
Like, I feel like that'll make no sense. But at this point, they've already done it. I think they're just going to have kids if they can, to be completely honest. But anyways.
I wouldn't mind either
I
scenario.
mean, yeah, I agree.
So, what's our time on? Do we want to get into some crazy?
Yeah, Joe, how
theories?
long have we been going?
6:45. 45
All right,
minutes.
we want to do some 15 minutes of.
I know where the-
Crazy fan
Do
theories?
we have any questions from the chat?
Not really quite, no.
Chat though?
Any cool?
Yeah.
Any
Oh, yeah,
any
pl-
shout outs
plenty
we
of
want
comments.
to?
Nice.
We got some power rankings. Billy Z says Trudeau's favorite, Gooch's least favorite.
Nah, you
I'll take
would.
third.
I'm
I'll settle
pretty
for
sure
third.
I wrote something about the Matrix.
We got power ranks.
And the Game of Thrones takes place in the Matrix, but then
I still want Elder Scrolls 6 Westeros, but that'll never happen.
Oh my god.
But
I know, it would never happen, but
Going-
imagine it.
hey, actually, video game
Sidetrack. Did you hear about there's like a Bethesda?
Yeah.
Well, it was like a rumor or something.
What happened? What was
There's
the
like a
rumor?
Bethesda Game of Thrones game.
Yeah, like Target had a
Apparently.
listing for like some Bethesda Game of Thrones.
They better be working on Elder Scrolls, I'll tell you that much.
No, I really hope that they're not making
Alright.
a Game of Thrones game. It's
No,
not their
they're working. Are you kidding me? Elder Scrolls. Yeah, that's what they're working on
Back
right now.
to so like season 8.
Dude, this
This
instigates
is
a
it?
lot. Like,
This
and
is it?
they're obviously. I think first episode he's figuring this out next season. I mean, we gotta wait at least a year and a half.
Wow.
Where's John going again? Where's that boat going?
They're going to some
Winterfell, right?
dock. Well, no, they got to stop and then march to Winterfell from the dock,
Yeah.
whichever
then
city that is.
I guess in episode 1 or 2 we'll have that conversation with Sam and
God damn, they're not filming till like October, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but one
That's
thing,
gonna be
real
wild.
quick, Brand's a weirdo.
Brandon is
Brand's
a
a weirdo.
weird.
I really don't
we've
like. I don't like how he's so like
See, I
chaos
do.
is a
Well,
ladder.
there's a couple.
Look at my
theories for,
weird
like, the
fucking
why-
no emotion face.
There's a couple really interesting
understand-
theories that like why Bran.
Because he's the Night King.
Yes.
Yeah,
I saw.
That's a
I didn't see that
Photoshop.
one.
That's
Is that
a-
the crazy theory you wanted to get into?
Yeah.
You know, you ever
I
seen the
like when
theory
you
with
said
the
that, I was like,
brooch?
yeah,
That's that's photoshopped onto him.
Who?
That there's a picture of him.
Oh,
the
I didn't
Night
get that
King-
deep.
The
I
Night
just,
King's
like-
brooch
yeah.
is on
See,
Bran,
what
and
is
it's
that theory
photoshopped
though? Because
in.
I've seen that, so I haven't
The
looked into
theory
it.
is that
It's wonderful.
Is that
Is it-
it's honestly crazy? Is that
yeah.
Bran is like a time lord, like Doctor Who, and like the whole three-eyed raven is actually like this person that is trying to constantly go back and or change the events of history so that the Night King doesn't win. He himself does not destroy the world or something like
Okay.
that. Like
yeah, like
So it's like
crazy.
it's like a paradoxal
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
event
It
where
goes
he's
in-
trying to stop himself.
yeah,
it
he's
goes
Okay.
along with like I
himself.
don't know if you heard theories like Bran being in another life, Bran the Builder, and like there's a
Yeah, I've heard
So
that.
it's kind the guy who built the wall is Bran.
Yeah.
No
Build-
way.
yeah,
like
Bran the
Bran
Builder
is
built the
named
wall.
after, but like there's theories that like
He's a star.
he was like the
By the
three-eyed
way.
raven telling
course.
him how to build the wall, like Bran to start.
There's also
and
like
then,
some crazy theories that like
Aegon or Aerys Targaryen or whatever.
Mad
he was
King,
whispering in the Mad King's ears, and basically
Yeah.
that's what caused him to go mad
Yeah, that's what I interpret because
when he was trying to stop
Yeah.
it. Basically,
Yeah.
whisper and
It
tell
makes
him
a
not
lot
to do
of
these
sense.
things, but then it ended up
and he
making him
goes
go insane.
crazy just because like voices in your head.
but Bran was telling the Mad King to burn them all, meaning the White Walkers.
Yeah.
But then the Mad King
Interpreted
burned
it.
The
all-
only
Yeah.
so would that so when we go back and see the Night King be created, would that have been Bran then?
Yeah.
Is that the idea? That,
I guess. Or,
that's
or the
Bran when
three-eyed
he's older.
raven.
See,
It's
like,
so.
Okay.
The
or,
question
Bran
is,
is now
it-
like the incarnate.
Is
of the
shit
three-eyed
that
raven.
nuts, or is that just people like totally jumping the
Dude,
gun?
That would
When it
see
comes to
that would
Bran,
get into
I would-
lost territory
Yeah.
where I'd be like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
They're in a
it's-
church
it's-
and like we don't know, and
it's
we don't know
pretty
if they're in
far
heaven
out
or
there.
hell or
It
purgatory or
makes
what the
sense,
fuck's
but
happening.
it's like shit that like that's like fan servicey shit.
Right.
But
I
like-
think that it's something that the directors are going to tap into and play with. But I think they're of course never going to give you the answer. It's just for us to have fun.
I agree,
Yeah,
and that's
like-
I do.
Yeah.
God, I'll spend. I wonder how many. Just someone say how many hours you think you've looked up just random Game of Thrones.
Dude.
just theories. Just there have been ones.
The Game of Thrones wiki gets fucking deep. There's some like there's a lot of info and like
Well, dude,
that's a
That's
thing.
one reason.
you know what I love about
Yeah.
George R. R. Martin? Before he even sat down and wrote all these books, he wrote the lore
Yeah.
before he
that's
wrote
what
the books.
That's what Tolkien did too.
Yeah, and I just think that's
did the same
the
thing.
best possible way you could do it. And also, have you guys? There's a book I really want to get. It's basically all the backstory knowledge on Game of Thrones. It's like $50. It's off Amazon, and it gives you all the backstories on all the houses, where everything comes from, all that stuff. And I was just like, dude, I
Yeah.
could drop so many hours in this book just reading
That'd
about
be really interesting.
about fictional history that I like more than our history.
One thing that it's off topic, on topic. I don't like how I'm hearing about the Game of Thrones spin-off series already. I'm like, just no, stop. Like,
I don't think it's
George
as.
R. R. Martin's like confirmed they have
it's happening.
4 or 5 scripts ordered.
But, like, there's only
for
gonna be two-
pilots.
yeah.
but
Only
Just
2 or
like-
3.
I'm just like, can we like wait until Game of Thrones is like 2 years dead and then talk about it?
No, they're fine. They've earned so much goodwill with me that there's only
I
been
don't
one
know.
season throughout
I
this
agree
whole
about
series.
That's like Fear the Walking Dead. Not that like that series really like does anything to the Walking Dead, but I'm just like,
I'm sorry,
let Game of Thrones die off for a bit and then bring
For
it
me,
up.
it's not like that at all.
don't
I
know.
can't. Fear the Walking Dead was one where I was literally like, this has already gone on for like 2 seasons too, and that's a whole nother. I don't want to bash.
Yeah, the spin-off
Walking Dead's
series-
fine. I was just like,
the spin-off series has nothing to do with anything that's going on in Game of Thrones right now.
so I
which is
think.
interesting.
What do you think the 4 possible? Because they're supposed to be
Egg.
based on 4 major events.
Duncan and Aegon
I think
Targaryen.
that's definitely one.
Yeah.
I think
The Rebellion.
Robert's Rebellion could definitely be
See,
one.
I don't think it is because that involves characters from Game of Thrones.
Right.
That's
Yeah, but
true.
it's
Younger version. No.
versions.
But I do.
I could see them bringing like the young Ned Stark.
But see, we've
back.
already like we know
Yeah,
that.
that's right. He's got a cameo.
I'd love to see one on Old Valyria.
That's
would be
I
what
want to see that
heard.
really bad. I want to
Some,
see like
that's some real like high fantasy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like
so
elves
when they're
and-
dealing with
yeah.
magic and like
Yeah.
That's
I
like-
would
yeah.
and like
and like runes and weapons.
the
and stuff.
end
Yeah.
could be the fall of Valyria. Like when it could be a miniseries. Give me 1 season of that. Make it super cool.
That'd be
I would
awesome.
be
But like that's
all
the thing.
about
Like
it.
I don't want it an
Yeah, I
8
would
series
love it.
stretch. I want it like a season miniseries would be cool. But,
Maybe a
like,
Yeah, like
movie.
10 episodes.
Maybe a movie.
Well, see, there was.
No, HBO.
Game-
I remember there was a lot of rumors that like, or just George R. R. Martin saying that he would have loved to finish it with a movie, like a 2-hour thing. But at the same time, you can't really. I feel like you can't do that only because, like, all right, everyone's watching it on HBO.
Yeah, you're mixing
and then
mediums.
You're
Yeah.
screwed. Maybe if they put it out on HBO and in the movie theater, but like that, it would even still. It's like, well, why would I not watch it here?
They could even just make it. Dude, HBO makes so much money. I get they need some return on it, but like,
It's not even HBO. It's just I feel like. It wouldn't be me, but the people out there would be like, well, what the fuck, man? I'm paying for this series.
Like, I could see them putting it on HBO as an HBO exclusive. Like,
Oh, I got you.
Netflix
Yeah.
and Hulu. Like,
totally.
content, like, HBO.
But, and then at the same time,
but
we have an hour and a half long episodes sometimes.
Every-
Isn't that basically
every
like a movie?
episode-
I'm glad they don't
season
give
is
a
supposed
fuck,
to be-
and they're telling the story the way they want to tell it in the time they want to.
Do you know how, is it supposed to be like 90
it's
minutes
supposed to be like, they said something like feature film length
for each episode?
episodes. Yeah, for all 6 of them. Like an hour and a half. So it'll get like a 10 episode season's worth of content, but jammed into like 6 insane weeks, I guess.
Yeah, like we had
That's
the
what I've
short,
been hearing.
we had the shortest episode of Game of Thrones this season, which was the one where
50 minutes.
And-
where,
and the
with
longest.
Jamie at the end. Like that was 50 minutes, but like I'm like, okay, that was enough.
Dude, can we
Like,
talk about that shot of him galloping across the goddamn
what an
battlefield?
idiot.
No, I'm not even saying that in a bad way. Well, yeah, he is a fucking idiot. That's a whole nother story. But I was just like, dude, that whole fucking scene was so well shot.
Yeah,
There were so many like wallpaper worthy pictures out of that episode.
yeah,
It's
completely
so good. But that just shows you their cinematography and how much they've really nailed it down. They really know what they're doing when it comes to the show. I love the practicality behind it too. That's always great.
Yeah, unless anyone has anything else to say or any topics they want to bring up, I think
Aegon the Sixth, ruler of the Seven Kingdoms. He will first of his name. He's the first of the 6.
Dude, it's not about the Starks anymore. It's about the Targaryens. Like, I'd like.
See, but do you think Jon's gonna accept that he's a Targaryen?
Yeah, but he'll accept that he's a Stark too.
I don't see John just flipping like that.
I agree.
You're acting
but-
like he's just gonna like roll over.
That's just-
it.
yeah,
No, but
dragging
I
out,
like the fact that like the Targaryens are like returning, like after they've been like wiped out.
Right.
And
interesting.
one thing I will say
yeah.
with Dany, she's got to realize that her dad was a crazy fuck.
I think
And the way
does.
she gets, and she does, but to a point. And we talked about it earlier, like Tyrion keeps that in check, but you do see that kind of peek
got
through a
the-
few
like
times.
the instinct.
Like even when she burns the Tullys. Oh, how about the fucking irony that Sam saves Jorah and then she kills his fucking family?
Yeah.
Like how terrible
I
is
didn't
that?
even
Yeah.
make that connection. Like really, like that.
Yeah.
That didn't hit home until you just.
I
said
wonder-
it.
Like,
I
isn't
wonder
that
if
so
I wonder
fucked
if
up?
he's gonna
Like, what if
care.
it was like, yeah, man, I just got saved. This kid Samuel Tally just cured me, like an uncurable disease. Then Danny's like, what?
I wonder if he's gonna care
I
though,
killed
because
some
he didn't like his
Targaryens.
family.
Well, I mean, I don't think he
didn't
hated
like
his
him.
brother. No, he didn't like his dad. I thought he was pretty friendly. No, the
Tarlys.
Tarlys. He was pretty friendly with his brother and like his sisters and stuff. Dickon.
Dick on.
Dick on. Like you're begging for it at that point. You know, like
He's
that-
like,
Well,
Dick.
Braun had a few smacks at him, right? Dick
Yeah.
Oh well, that was the first. Yeah, he just laughed straight in his face. Yeah, he's like Dickon. Otherwise, I think we basically covered most of it, guys. Anything?
Yeah, it's good.
No.
I think
Catch
that's
us
it.
here next August.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I wonder if the show.
2019. Well,
Like not to dwell on the topic, but like the show
no, it's not supposed to come out to
supposedly
2019.
got delayed, but like we don't have like
Wait. Season 8 is until 2019.
that's
There
what
was
most people
a
are thinking.
rumor that it
well,
was
dude, it's not
getting
supposed.
delayed,
Oh,
right?
actually, no. It should. Well, year and a half.
We'll see.
I'd say at
They
the
don't-
least.
Dude, what
they're not
the
gonna.
fuck?
They haven't started filming.
No, yeah, October.
Like, day.
Yeah, the Thrones hangover is gonna be real for the next year. Oh God.
A real long winter. Jesus Christ.
I
Did you
gotta
watch
watch
Westworld?
Westworld. I was like, I
was on
watched
the
it. It's next on my
episode.
list.
Is that the next thing they're filming?
They're filming it
Season
right
2's
now.
coming, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay,
be caught up for
that's
season
good.
2.
But yeah, it's
for
oh,
my
God,
God,
you need to watch it.
Yeah,
That's
what the hell are you doing?
such a great
Dude,
show.
I'm getting on it. All right, I watch a lot of TV this summer.
well, anyways,
No
guys,
excuse though. That show was.
it was.
Have you-
It's like
have
they
you-
took
All right, I
Red
get
Dead.
it.
I haven't finished. I'm on the last episode of the season.
How did you like it a lot?
Oh, it was good.
I thought it was got the artificial intelligence ideas and stuff. It's really cool stuff.
It's
man.
got like it's
Very
I know like we're
plain
getting
guide.
like off topic talking about another show now, but Westworld is pretty good. I think like
If you want something to fill up your time, yeah.
right, it's because it's like this complete like shifting of themes because you got like the Western theme and then like the next scene will just be like crazy.
Yeah, and you're in, and
sci-fi.
even like you see the trailer for the next one. It's like you got dune buggies riding through the West, and then it's like
Yeah.
there's so many cool
Yeah.
things. If you really want a show to fill your time when you don't have any thrones, check it out. Seriously, I really highly recommend it.
I just want to say I love Westworld. I didn't think I'd be into a show that takes place in the Old West, but I mean, really, technically.
But the way that they, it's so
hey,
cool.
Shouts out, throw some sci-fi in, get me interested.
It's seriously cool. But seriously, thank you guys for watching the Delco Nerd Network. You can find us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Delco Nerd Network. Thank you to whoever's watching here right now. On our Twitter, @Delco Nerd. Check out our Instagram, @Delco Nerd Network, as well as our YouTube, youtube.com/Delco Nerd Network. Like, follow, subscribe for more. For Gooch, for Casey, for Tim, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching, and stay nerdy.